And we are back on Paris Live Open Mic with the legendary Geane Watson. Good afternoon, Geane. How are you?
I'm doing great, David. You doing all right?
Man, I'm doing good. If this weather don't blow us away.
I know what you mean. It's coming pretty close to you up there.
Yes, sir, it is. Now, you're on the road right now. Where you headed to?
I'm down at my home right now, but I'm fixing to be headed up there with y'all out at the casino in Grant.
That's right.
This Friday night. So
this Friday night, as a matter of fact, you're going to be at Grant at the Choctaw Casino. Now, this is your third year to be playing that casino consecutively every year, and your turnout gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So I guess my question to you, first off, is it seems like traditional country music is making a turnaround. You know, you're starting to see a lot of the traditional country artists come back and get exposure. What do you think's causing that?
Well, first off, I think you're absolutely right, because I can see the difference in my career alone. I think a lot of it has got to do with the traditional country fans. They can't hear what they want to hear on the radio, you know, for the most part. There's still a few shows that you can hear traditional country music, but you know how the country music state is right now, and of course they've got the country family reunion shows, Larry's Country Diner. They're watching that on TV. A few of them's listening to their favorite program on XM, Sirius XM, and you know, that's the only thing I can attribute it to, except we've just been doing the same thing we've been doing all these years. And as far as I'm concerned, the fans that come to see me, they don't have to wonder what they're going to hear when they come to see us. I mean, when we open up that stage, I mean, it's going to be, you know, it's going to be country music. And I think that's what they're starving for. And I really, really think that it's making a turn back to what you and I, you know, think the most of.
That's true. And I had a chance to see you at Billy Bob's, which is a little different because you haven't been playing that venue a lot, and I think a lot of that has to do with the new country that's coming through. They really didn't think that they would draw a crowd, but of course you showed them differently when I was at Billy Bob's. That place was packed out, and you know, that made me sit and think. I'm like, hey, you know what? It seems like traditional country music is finally coming back.
Yeah, you know, I think it scared them. I don't think they were expecting that kind of a crowd, and it just thrilled me so much, you know, when we went there and had the turnout that we did, and the people were so receptive. It just, you know, it makes you proud that you kind of stuck with your guns, you know.
Since the last time we've spoke, we lost one of our founding fathers, I guess you would say, George Jones. What was your take on that? Do you remember where you were when you knew? Did you know he was sick prior to his death?
Well, I knew he was sick. I didn't really, and I don't think anybody knew just how sick he was. But I knew that he was, you know, getting close. Of course, everybody knew he was, you know, doing a farewell tour, and you know, I think it took everybody by surprise. It's sort of like one of those things you know is coming, but you really not think about it, and it sneaks up on you before you know it. And let me tell you something. It was like a bucket of cold water in my face, because I've worked so many dates with George, and been on tours with him, and worked the same stage. We've closed the shows together, and come within a minute particle of getting an album out, Geane Watson and George Jones. And, you know, due to things that we couldn't control, it didn't get done, and I'm sorry to say that. But George meant a lot to me. I knew him well on and off stage, and let me tell you something, country music won't be the same without him, I'll guarantee you that.
Well, you actually did have a chance to do, you and him did a duet here several years back on a Christmas song. Yeah,
I went in the studio and helped him on a song called, well, actually Jingle Bells, Silver Bells.
Silver Bells, yeah.
I was close. Silver Bells, and yeah, that's and you know, another regret, speaking about George, was with Tammy. I had a chance to go in and do some stuff on one of her songs, you know, and it just, man, I'll tell you, you know, this is just coming to a head way too soon, and I don't know if I'm ready for it. I hated to lose Tammy. I hated to lose George. And you know, there's just, I don't know what country music's going to do, because like the song says, you know, who's going to fill them shoes? There ain't nobody out there to fill them shoes.
And you know, it amazed me when watching his funeral and stuff, you had several artists that actually had the nerve to say that, you know, right there in front of everybody and on live TV. And I think that a lot of it has to do with some of these artists are finally, you know, speaking out, you know, about, like, for instance, Ray Price, when he spoke out about the comment Blake Shelton made. You know, a lot of these traditional country artists are finally saying, hey, man, you know, give us our due. We were here. We paved the road for you guys. So, you know, we deserve our due. And I believe that's totally true.
Well, I've said it from start to finish. You know, I don't care. I mean, I know that things, you know, evolve. And I don't mind the new young guns and all that. I think everybody, you know, should succeed if they work hard, they're good enough, and they try hard enough and all that. But I mean, wonder why they took our category away. I mean, we're country music, and I mean, after you reach 40 years old anymore, well, you're gone, and,
Right.
and I don't think it's fair. I never have, and I always did say, if they'll give us a spot in the chart, hey, we'll hold our own.
That's exactly right.
They haven't done it, and you know what? We're still out there kicking. So
that's exactly
there
right.
you go.
And you're still selling out shows everywhere you go. So you're doing something right, like you said. Now you're not only hot in the U.S. I see that you're going to be going to Canada coming up here in a few months, and you've been doing a lot of that outside the United States touring lately. What do you think is the reason for that? Are they getting that traditional country? Are they wanting it more than what we're wanting it? Or
oh yeah, if it's possible, they're more extreme, over in Europe than they are here in the States. I mean. If you claim to be country and you come over there and you're not country, they'll boo you off the stage, and so naturally that has opened the door wide open for me. And of course, there's a girl that I recorded a duet with over in Ireland, and she's such a great talent, and we've got a lot of popularity over there, and I really appreciate those folks, but it looks like I'm kind of, hung out as far as going overseas at least once a year, and it looks like we'll be doing Canada 2 or 3 times because we're going to Newfoundland and then all other places around Canada. But we've got England and Ireland and probably Scotland this year too. So, yeah, we're going to be crossing the pond.
Now, with this duet with this young lady, is this something that we're going to be able to hear here in the States, or?
I really don't know how it's going to be packaged, David. She flew to Nashville, and we used my producer, Dirk Johnson, and most of the musicians that I used and everything. We went to the studio, and this girl is just one heck of a singer, and I was really privileged to get to sing with her. And so as quick as I know the packaging on it and how it's going to be put out there, well, I'll guarantee you I'll let you know.
What about any more new Geane Watson coming up in the future? Any projects that you've gotten under your belt?
Well, we've already got we've got a Christmas project planned. We've got another gospel project planned. We've also got another Geane and Rhonda project planned. So I don't know when I'm going to be able to put any new stuff on me out there, but solo. But we're going to try to get some in there. I may have like 3 sessions going on at the same time, but we've got a lot of irons in the fire, and we're trying our best to get some stuff for our fans, and hopefully we'll keep them satisfied.
Well, I tell you what, we look forward to seeing you this Friday night. I tell you what, the song that I'm about to play is a song that changed your career, and I've heard you tell the story several times, but for our listeners, I'm going to play Change Your Mind. Can you tell us a little bit how that song kind of brought everything back for you?
Well, it kind of determined whether I gave up the music business or kept going, because I didn't have a label. As the old singer, I didn't have a song to sing,
Right.
And I was all down and out, and all the new young guns had come in. I couldn't get no radio play, and I was just really thoroughly disgusted, and it seemed like everything was falling apart, and I thought about just quitting, and I wasn't crying because I had a good career, but I decided, the fans have been so great to me. It wouldn't be right for me just to give up, without a struggle. So I went back to Nashville and hooked up with Step One Records, Mr. Ray Pennington, and we figured if we found the right song, well, we could get things going again. So I started looking, and that's when I came up with Change Your Mind, and we released it. Now, it not only got back on the radio, but it got me back in the national charts. And I guess the reason that I tell them all now, I'm not going to quit till my fans get ready for me to quit.
There you go. Well, I tell you what, let's spin it. This is Geane Watson. It's Change Your Mind on the all-new FM 104.3, The River, and Paris Live Open Mic. All right, we're going to do that. Then we'll just come out. We'll talk about the date real quick, and then we'll be done.
Okay.
And that, of course, was Geane Watson with Change Your Mind on the all-new FM 104.3, The River, and, of course, Paris Live Open Mic. Hey, Geane, I tell you what, I know you've been with us, hanging out with us this afternoon, and we do appreciate it so much. Again, we want to go over your date. You're going to be live in concert this Friday night at the Choctaw Casino. That's right over there in Grant, Oklahoma. And, of course, tickets are now on sale. They can get them through the website, or they can call 1-800-585-3737. And don't wait until the night of the concert to go, because Geane Watson's known to sell out a crowd pretty quick, right?
Yeah, we're also going to have some T-shirts and CDs for sale, pictures, caps, and I don't know what all, but I'll be signing autographs, shaking hands, and we take the pictures and all that stuff, and we're just, it's like coming back home, so we're really looking forward to it.
Well, speaking of coming back home, I guess we'll see you again this year at the fair.
Well, I think we're going to have to miss it this year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think all the booking schedule got messed up, and unless we can get things drastically moved around, we may miss it one year. I know me and Rita both were crying about it. But
wow, I'll tell you what.
It'll be the first in, I can't remember how long.
Me neither. That's been a while.
But if we do have to miss it, well, I'll guarantee you it won't happen again because we'll set it from one year to the next.
There you go. Well, have you broke any laws on the new Geane Watson Boulevard yet?
Not yet. I'm going to let somebody else break the law on that first. They'd take me to jail anyway.
I hear you. Well, Geane Watson, it's been a privilege talking with you this afternoon. And I tell you what, we want to wish you safe travels out and about. And don't forget to check Geane Watson out this Friday night at the Choctaw Casino. Of course, you're going to be in Alabama, Kentucky, and then you're going on up to Canada to do a couple of dates. So you're going to be all around the United States and outside the United States this summer with the busy tour schedule. And I'm sure we'll have a chance to catch you. But again, don't forget this Friday night, Choctaw Casino. Concert starts at 8 o'clock. Doors open at 7. Tickets are now on sale. Geane, it's been a privilege talking with you this afternoon, man. And again, we appreciate it so much.
Hey, it's been my pleasure, David. Hey, Paris, we love you. Come see us.